I teach you how to make money with your art. It's Amy from amyparkerart.com and founder of Creative Warriors. So let's talk about art shows. I'm going to give you 5 amazing tips for your online art show, even if you've never done an art show before. And we're going to talk a little bit about, what is an online art show and why you would want to do an online art show. So anyway, let's get going. You guys know me. I have my pen and paper here. Always got to make sure that I'm prepared for you and can bring you the best information that I possibly can to help you sell some paintings and all that fun stuff. So, all right, first of all, what is an online art show? So, do you remember back, or maybe you still are doing them, when you tried to sell your paintings at like arts and craft shows, or maybe you're in your art association and they have an annual show like my association does, or, just trying to hang your pieces up around town, things like that. Anything you can do to actually show your work, right? Hi, Angelica. Thanks for being here. I'm actually going to pull you guys up on my computer just because sometimes it's hard for me to see the comments on here. And of course, I love it when you join in the convo. So go ahead and do that. And if I happen to miss, I will come back and go through them like I always do so I can answer for you. So right now we're just talking about what is an online art show. And then I'm going to give you 5 amazing tips for your show so you can do one. First of all, let me know if you've done an art show before, whether it was in person or online. I would really, really love to know that. Hello, Daryl, aka Creative Warrior. Thanks for being here. So, I don't know about you, but years ago I did a lot of arts and crafts shows. Hello, Gail. And sometimes I did okay, sometimes not so good. Let me know how your arts and craft shows have gone. Thanks for that, Gail, aka Creative Warrior. So an online show, art show, is basically doing it online, right? It's doing it online. And there's numerous ways to do this. Hello, Madeline. Like I teach my members inside of Creative Warriors, there's numerous ways to do this. And I'm going to tell you what I found the most success with myself. There's 2 different ways, typically, to do these shows. One is a live sale, right? Everybody's like, oh my God, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to go live, right? Well, some of you are going live, I know, and you're doing great. Hello, Debbie. And some of you are like, oh no, I don't dare to go there. Right off the bat, I want to tell you going live is amazing. And if you can muster up the courage to do so, then do that. If not, don't freak out. Don't worry. Don't think, oh my God, I still can't do an art show because I can't do an art show because I can't go live, right? You can work up to that, right? Because we're all in different levels of our creative business, and some of us are going live and some of us are not going live. Hello, Madeline. So the 2 main ways to do it is to go live, like I just said, and do a live sale, which is showing your paintings, letting people know what you have available, that kind of stuff. Another way to do it is showing photos. And how are you going to do this, right? Well, all of my creative warriors who are in my membership, where I teach them how to market their paintings online, they know I show them how and talk about a collectors group quite a bit. So like if you admin your own group, right, you could, or even on your business page, depending on what features you have, because sometimes this platform gives different features to different people. But I'm talking about photos here. So if you don't dare to go live, you can do an art show with photos. So the reason I was mentioning a group that you admin or your business page is because most likely you have a section in there where you could set up an album. So you could do an album sale, an art show in an album form, right? There is another way. I know a lot of this can get confusing, and don't worry, I leave all the recordings right here on the page. You can come back and check it out. Because sometimes I talk fast and I give you like way more information, right? But so the album in the picture sale. You can do an album sale in a group or sometimes on a business page. And if you don't have that, don't worry, because you know what? You literally can do an art show showing your photos just by setting up an event on from your profile. You can do that as well. So you can do those, like I said, 2 different ways. That's what an art show is. It's like showing our work and showing what we have available, and hopefully making some sales, right? And if you don't the first time, don't freak out. Don't worry about it. It takes a while to build up sometimes, right? But I give you all kinds of tips and tricks and pointers in Creative Warriors on how to do that kind of stuff. So that's what it is. It's going live or showing your paintings or, you know, your drawings, whatever it is that you are doing for artwork that you want to do a show with, either live or pictures, right? So why in the heck would you want to have an online art show? Well, you can jump in the convo and let me know your reason, if anything comes to mind for you. But for me, I just for years and years intermittently sold my work, and I did a lot of arts and crafts shows, right? And I just got kind of burnt out from dragging my paintings around, driving to get there, setting everything up, hoping it doesn't rain. So if you've done in-person arts and crafts shows, you know what I'm talking about, right? And if you've done like art shows with your art association, or, you know, collab show in person or something like that, you know that if you're not the only artist, if it's not a solo show, then, you know, you're in competition, right? It doesn't mean that it wouldn't work good. And I'm not saying don't ever do that kind of stuff, because go for it. If that's what lights your fire, do it. Hello, Gloria. But that was my biggest reason on why I wanted to do my art shows online, because I would be the only artist showing my pieces, unless I was doing a collab. But I'm talking about like a solo show for you, right? Solo show for you. And I'm just trying to just pull up my, let's see, Debbie's saying, I don't know why it's not showing me everything, Debbie, but I see that you have a comment on here. It's really weird. Let me go back out and come back in, because my phone's only showing me so much. So, okay, Debbie says, I would rather do an art show online rather than in person. Me too. Right there with you. Hello, Linda. Right there with you for numerous reasons, right? I mean, I could talk forever on. Is just for me better online. Now you can combine them and do in person and online, or you can just do all online. Inside of my membership, you know, I teach mostly online stuff. But so yeah, I didn't want to drag my pieces around. I wanted to kind of stay here in my home studio and just be able to show you what I have and build my collector base that way, my customers, my collectors. And so that's why I personally, you know, I just didn't want to drag my stuff around. And plus, it costs money, right? And I'm all about trying to help you out as much organically on how to make money with your paintings. And by doing an art show, live sale, or an album show, it doesn't cost you anything, right? You're just here on social anyway, so why not give it a shot, right? And like I said, don't get discouraged if you don't make sales right up, because sometimes it does take a while to build up, but people will be checking you out and they'll be like, oh yeah, she does have some beautiful paintings. And so don't think that it's all for nothing, because it does take a little while. But yeah, I just didn't want to drag my stuff around to shows. And I wanted to make some money. I didn't want to I don't know about you or how much the shows in person have cost you, but I know some of those vendor spots can get pretty pricey. And if you want to do a solo show, like somewhere around in your town or something like that, which I have done in the past as well, sometimes a venue to rent out, like for a solo show, one in particular that I can think of cost me $500. and I had to pay fees for my town as well. So sometimes when we dish out that type of money for a show in person, it's like, oh my gosh, I hope I'm going to make enough money to pay this feedback, the vendor fee, whatever it is, right? So online, the beautiful thing is you can do it on your own time and it's not going to cost you anything except just your time, right? So why not give it a shot? So if you missed the beginning of this, I was just telling you what an online art show is. First of all, it's either doing a live sale like I am now and you would be showing your pieces that you have, or you can do it in picture form, which is typically like an album sale. And then why would you want to do it? Well, I just told you why I like to do them online and why I have for numerous years done my shows online. And the third thing is obviously to make some money, to make some extra money. I mean, what could you use some extra money for? I don't think that's a hard question. Go ahead, let me know. What would you use it for? I remember in the beginning when I was doing my online art shows, I was just like so excited, like, oh my gosh, now I have extra money to go buy some groceries, or now I have extra money to pay my light bill, or now I have extra money to whatever the case may be. Let me know. Or maybe even something fun like, oh, now I have extra money to take like a little day trip or something like that, right? And for me, and my personal story as an artist, it kind of snowballed and it turned into, now I have enough money to pay my mortgage and my bills every single month with my art income alone. I did that for 3 years straight, right before I started Creative Warriors, to teach you how to do just what I said, right? So let me know what you could use that extra money for. Is there something that you're like trying to save for or plan for? That would be awesome to know. Let us know. Linda says, help someone in need. Yes, more art supplies, of course. Save for I think it says remodel project. I don't know why I'm having glitches and I can't see all of what you're saying to me, but hopefully, I'm refreshing here. Hopefully I can see that. But Linda, thanks for letting us know, because those are great things right there. And to help someone in need, I mean, come on. We know so many people that we could help, right? I mean, that's a wonderful thing for sure. I don't know. Sorry, it's a little bit glitchy on my end here. Just talking about right now. Hopefully you're not getting any of that. But I am. And Linda, yeah, remodel project. Oh my gosh, I've done my bathroom, my kitchen, my laundry room, I could go on and on, right? And we know those little remodeling projects that were like, oh, this is only going to take me a day and X amount of money. And then you go to Lowe's to get the stuff and then you start working on it. It's like, oh my gosh, this is going to take me all weekend, or this is going to take me all week. Sometimes those projects are like, whoa, way more intricate than we thought. All right, I don't want to get too much off topic here, but those are some good points. All right, so let me give you some tips about online art shows, okay? Get ready. Write this down. Okay, good. Debbie says no glitch showing up. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Okay, so it's just my end, so you're all good. That's good. All right, so tip number 1 is, like we talked about before, tip number 1, jot it down. I want you to decide, are you going, take action, people, like make a decision. Like, are you going to do a live art show, or are you going to do a picture form / like album show? Write that down. If you don't know, just write those 2 things down and figure it out later. Like, okay, I'm going to muster up the courage to do a live show, or if you want to do an album show, that's fine. So decide. Number 1 is choose and decide which form you're going to do your art show in. Number two, you need to keep this in mind, which sometimes when we're just starting out online and we're trying to sell our art and do shows, we forget that, we're selling online right here from our home studio. So unless you have everybody that wants to purchase a piece from you live in your town where you are going to be able to deliver it or they can pick it up, you're going to have to ship, right? Now, I have shipped my paintings all over the country, not prior years, other countries as well, but I kind of stick to the US for right now. But you need to think about shipping. So number 2 is shipping. What are you going to charge for shipping? Okay, you gotta have that in, because I'm all about you making some money with your pieces, not being like, oh my gosh, I sold this and now I gotta pay for shipping. No, whoever wants and claims that piece is going to pay you for shipping. So you need to either, one, include that in the price of your painting or whatever it is you're selling for artwork, include that into the price, or you can do what I do, which I've done for my shows, is I tell my customer collector base, this is what I charge for shipping. So, and I do combine shipping as well. So my collectors know they're going to pay for shipping. But either way works, doesn't matter. So that's number 2. So make sure you've got the shipping. Number 3, you need a means to get paid, right? This isn't like everybody's going to walk into your home studio, because you're going to be doing an online art show, so you need to get paid. So how are you going to do that? My creative warriors know, I teach them. Of course, you can use other means and platforms, but I use PayPal. So I teach you all in my creative warriors, get the best of me, but I teach you all what has worked for me. So I use PayPal. So whether you're using Square, Venmo, anything else, right? That's fine. If you're used to that and that works, then that's good. The reason I like to use PayPal is because, you know, it's a long-standing, trusted platform, and it's easy for me to invoice and things like that. So let me know. Let me know what you use for your payment. But that's number 3. Make sure that you have a means to get paid, and an easy means to get paid online from your sales from your art show. Oh, Lisa Marie, when is the online art show? I'm just talking about online art shows. I'm just giving everyone pointers, some 5 key tips to have a successful online art show. So yeah, I mean, I did one for, when was my last one? I did my last one for Cyber Monday, but I'll do another one. I'll do another one sometime coming up. No, you don't have to be sorry. Dang it. I don't know what is just, I apologize. I know that you all are joining in the convo, which I greatly appreciate. I'm just glitching on my end, so it's hard for me to see the comments for some reason. So if I apologize. If I don't see it, I will go back like I always do. So yeah, I'm just talking about online art shows and how you can do one, and I'm giving you tips to have a successful online art show, right? So that was tip number 3, to have a good means to get paid. And yeah, I use PayPal. So use my ideas if you would like. So number 4, set a shipping date, okay? Especially if you're doing an album sale, because typically an album sale is going to last 3 to 7 days. So 3 to 7 days. So with that, you don't want to throw everything in there at once and be like, okay, here you go. If you're doing an album sale and you're showing your pictures, then you want to kind of drip those pictures out of your beautiful creations, right? If you're doing a live sale, it's going to be all in that day that you're doing the live sale. You're going to show your pieces one after the other. But either way, whether it's a live sale or it's an album show, you are going to want to set a date for shipping. When you are going to ship out to them, to who purchased your work. So make sure that that is bright and clear, that they know, okay, she's going to ship all my paintings that I purchased out on this day, so I can expect it to come in next week on Thursday or whatever. Now, when I first started doing my art shows online, I did quite a few of them. And in the beginning, I would just try and ship out daily. And I besides doing my art shows, I also put in to my collectors group that I started for my collectors, available paintings as well. So I had a lot of stuff going on. And in the beginning, I did shipping like daily. And that got a little, whoa, too much, okay? So take my advice if you don't want to be busy doing that daily and you're going to build up your show and you're going to have your show and then you have X amount of pieces that you're going to ship out. Just say, hey, I'm going to ship out every Thursday. Every week on Thursday, I ship out just so that your people know when that's going to happen, okay? Think about like when you order things online. Obviously, if you have Amazon Prime, you're going to get it like very soon, right? That's why we all love Amazon Prime. But a lot of places, like if you go to a specific website or whatever and you order something, sometimes it says, 1 week for delivery or 2 weeks for delivery, whatever the case may be. So just know that, you're not a superhuman person and you can't do all the things all the time. So just don't stress like so much about the show and just let them know, this is when I'll be shipping out. So that was tip number 4. Tip number 4. Tip number 5. Tip number 5 is market this art show of yours ahead of time. Ahead of time. Even if you have a small audience right now, the longer you have to talk about your show and to maybe give a few sneak peeks on what's going to be in it, the more chance you are going to have people claim your pieces, all right? Don't just be like, oh, okay, yeah, I guess right now I'm just going to jump on and show. You can do that. I mean, you know me, I fly by the seat of my pants, and I have done that before, so there's nothing wrong with it. But the more time that you can like build it up, the better success you will have with your show. So hopefully that makes sense to you. If you have any questions, go ahead and let me know. And if like I said, I'm kind of glitching, so if I can't see it right now, I will come back in and answer for you. I do want to remind everyone about Paint Away the Winter Blues. That happens soon, like 17, 18, 19, 20, 20. That happens in 4 days. So if you are not in Paint Away the Winter Blues with me and the Creative Warriors, everybody, then just go ahead and type Winter Blues, and I'll come back and give that to you. So you can get in. It's only $10. We're going to paint a gorgeous painting. Yeah, have a ton of fun. Plus, I'm going to give some business training in there as well. So just to recap and to let you know what we were talking about here, this was all about 5 amazing tips that I gave you on how you can have your own online art show. What it is either a live sale or in picture form, like an album. And then why you want to do that. For me, I just really prefer to build my art business online. Maybe that's like you as well, or maybe you want to do both in person and online. But I love being able to work in my home studio and just do that and do my shows online. Let's see, obviously to make some extra money, right? And we all were talking about what we could use that for. Debbie says, how much time should you market before the show starts? Debbie, I would say if you can give 4 weeks, that's amazing. If you can't, then even a couple of weeks would be good. Really depends on how many collectors you have already, and if they're really itching and they're ready to like grab your stuff, then you could do it sooner. But the longer time frame we have, I would say 2 to 4 weeks is good. Oh, Laura just popped in. She's listening to me in her car. Yay! I feel so privileged. Thank you for that, Laura. That's amazing. So yeah, we talked about, how awesome it is to have some extra money from our art sales and how amazing it is, and that how doing our online art shows, we don't have to pay for vendor fees. We can just do it ourselves, right? And we're the only one. It would be our solo show. Unless you were like my Creative Warriors, and some of you, do collabs. I've done collabs with my own, business, creative business women and things like that. But typically, I'm talking right now about a solo show, right? And so the 5 tips that I had for you, I'll just say them again real quick, just to recap, is tip number 1 is to choose between those two. Do you want to do a live sale or do you want to do an album sale? Tip number 2 is do not forget the shipping. If you are doing a show online, you're going to have to ship pieces. So are you going to include that price in the actual painting? Or are you going to say, this is X amount of dollars that I charge for shipping? And number 3 is PayPal or whatever you want to use, Venmo, Square, whatever, but I prefer PayPal. You need a way to get paid. Don't forget that. That's very important. Date, set a date, and for shipping, okay? Set a shipping date. So usually it would be like once a week. So hey, every week on Thursday, I'm going to be shipping out my paintings. And number 5 tip is market ahead of time. Start talking about it. Start telling people. Okie dokie. I hope that has been helpful to all of you. I'll just wait a couple seconds. If you have any more questions, for some reason I can't see it on my computer, but I can see some of you on here. And hello, Mitzi. Thanks for being here. Lane says, awesome information. Good. I'm glad that this was helpful. And of course, you can always go back and check because I'll leave the recording on here. And as of this date right now, which is I was going to say the 21st, it's the 17th today, but Paint Away the Winter Blues is coming up. Oh, and let me show you. For those of you that haven't seen it, during Paint Away the Winter Blues, I'm going to show you step by step how to create Seaside Shelf. And I'm also going to give you a business training. So if you're a creative warrior, you get into this for nothing. If you are not a creative warrior, it's only $10. And you can come and join the fun, paint away, and yeah. So I hope that you all have a wonderful day. You're welcome, Debbie. And thank you all for popping on and being so darn amazing. And cheers to you all, and I will see you soon.